Hey, Randall, can you hear now? Getting all set up here for the trading morning. Welcome aboard. This is Trade Along Live, focused on the S&P 500 E-mini. You can see a series of 3 charts in a separate chart window, 2 time frames for the S&P 500 E-mini and a 30-year bond chart. If you're new to trading, welcome aboard. If you need charts, let us know, and we can help you. Use the chat feature to communicate with us. If you're an experienced trader, welcome aboard. We've got a number of offerings for new and experienced traders that are part of this service. This is an opportunity for you to do better in your trading, develop what we call the opportunity to develop consistent profitability in your trading. Right now it's 9:10 a.m. on October 5th, 2021. Everything we do is for educational purposes only. Nothing is to be taken as direct trading advice. This is an educational opportunity for you. A number of deliverables in this service. The focus for the Trade Along Live session, it's a daily session from the hours of 9:30 to 11:30. We're open for the Trade Along activity from the hours of 9 a.m. until 12 noon. The trading concentration here is from 9:30 to 11:30. The opportunity here from an educational point of view is to receive key areas, price action levels for those that have a trading methodology, those that have a trading technique. Having better levels equals better trades. Saul has broken his services up to where he gives out his proprietary scalping levels. Starts out with a pivot, and other levels on top and bottom of that pivot. These are the areas that he is looking at for his at-risk trading this morning from 9:30 to 11:30. We're talking Eastern time. He's going to give those levels out to everybody that's part of this service, as a subscriber and as a guest. I'll send out, in a minute, I'll send out the opportunity to sign up or transition from a guest to a subscriber to this service. There'll be a link, a couple of PayPal links, depending on the term. It gets more favorably priced as if you go out to the 6 months or the year. But certainly you can sign up monthly. We were talking yesterday and the day before about how individuals that are part of this service have a real opportunity to bank all their subscription price in one day, maybe 2 days out of the month, which is a unique opportunity for those that are part of the service. I mean, we know there's a reason people come in here. We know there's a reason that people subscribe. We know there's a reason that individuals like yourselves refer people to the service, and we appreciate it. Saul's going to be joining us shortly. Right now it's 9:13. He's going to be coming pretty close to the cash open. When he pops in, he's going to give out this morning's levels, his proprietary scalping levels. You're going to go through the morning session with him. He becomes your wingman from an educational point of view during the morning session. You're going to have his levels and zones. You can load them into your software, and now you can march through the morning session together as compadres, ask questions, interact. Saul has 25 years plus experience. He is focused on the S&P 500 E-mini like you are. He's actively scalping the market. There's a lot that goes on here. There's also a opportunity for those that are part of Saul's subscription to join him in his Trade Along Trading Academy course. That's a separate service where Saul takes individuals who are learning to develop a trading technique, practice that technique, and then ultimately make it their own with the goal of developing, once again, consistent profitability in your trading. That's a tall order. It takes work on Saul's part. It takes work on your part. There is a significant opportunity to develop discipline, consistent profitability, the opportunity to come to your screens for 2 hours a day, bank your money, and be finished for the day. And that's the goal that we lay out for individuals that come into the service, whether you are a Trade Along Live subscriber or a Trading Academy Advanced course participant. You'll have access to this service, this Trade Along Live service, as a proving ground and an access point to Saul as you're applying your newfound trading skills. That's what we do every day. That's the opportunity that presents itself to you. You have to take action. Trading is about making decisions. Trading is about taking action. And it's your opportunity to be part of or not. We do ask you to transition pretty quickly from a guest to a paid subscriber for the Trade Along Live sessions here. I'm going to send out that opportunity to you based on a series of links in PayPal. So take a moment if you haven't done it and sign up. Hey, AW, welcome. Barry. Hey, Bill. Edgar. Edward. Fred. KG. Randall. Raymond. Hey, Roop. V. James, how are you? Welcome aboard. Now, again, this is a real Trading Academy learning opportunity for you based on our offerings to look to develop consistent profitability in your trading. Now, I should preface that by saying there's no guarantee anybody will ever make any money trading based on any service out there, including this one. It's really a relationship that you have with Saul and the opportunity to develop into a consistently profitable trader by putting in the work, understanding what is important and not important, focusing on what's important and shedding the other stuff, concentrating where the rubber meets the road at the price action level of the trade, and taking responsibility for your opportunity. Nobody became a brain surgeon overnight, well, maybe in the dark ages. But in these times, trading is an art form, ultimately. And that art form presents itself as an opportunity to you to develop a sixth sense based on your trading. But you have to start out with the concept of the basics and the understanding of what happens based on price change in and around specific laid out proprietary levels and zones. The reason Saul calls them zones, it's price action trading levels, and then he adds in the zones. And it's a very important distinction. The reason it's a distinction is because the market, after the cash open at 9:30, right now it's 9:18, will develop a personality today, and there is a shift, maybe a shift that is needed based on Saul's levels. And he actively makes the shift for his own trading, and he teaches you how to do that, or you may already know how to do that based on your skill as you come into the service. If you don't have that skill, ask, and we can help you in the Trading Academy. I always say that it's better to teach yourself something by spending your money than lose it not knowing what you're doing or in worst case scenario, thinking you know what you're doing based on the trappings of standardized software. So that's what we do every day. This is a you situation. You are in charge of what you do. You are in charge of your trading information. You are in charge of your trading P&L. You're in charge of how you handle yourself based on your trading. We are here to help you bridge the gap from where you are and where you'd like to be. First, by providing the levels and zones and going through the morning session with Saul as your wingman and his commentary from an educational point of view. That is the service offering called Trade Along Live. That's a subscription service. We gave you the information to sign up for it. Take a moment and do it so you're part of the family. The opportunity after that is to become part of Saul's Trading Academy, if you so choose, and take his advanced course, if you so choose. And that is an opportunity to do both. Be taught in private session, private class, in a Zoom classroom, live charts. You have the opportunity to participate. Just make sure you get a headset. And then you come in here to the Trade Along Live part as a practice area and concentration area where you are now applying your newfound trading skills and you are working with Saul and being critiqued by him based on your moves, your trades, how you handled it, what you could do better, what you did well. I think that that is a critical part of a trader's development as they learn how to do this as a living. Hey, Adam, how are you? Hey, Don. Joel, how are you, Joel? Johnny Z. Edgar. V. James. Raymond. KG. Fred. Bill T. or Bill Trade. Hey, Bill, how did you get that name? Did you have to change your last name? Or were you born with the name Bill Trade? I actually like that name. You know, I know a lot of stars, you know, as they're coming through the ranks in the early days, do change their names. So it's either could be a name that you were born, your last name was Trade, which is pretty cool, and then who knows, right? Barry G, Adam, and AW. We've got a bunch more people coming in here. The Trade Along Live session is very popular. We appreciate it. Hey, Julio, how are you? Welcome. Voice is a little high today. Went to a gathering of friends in the woods. Built a giant fire, a controlled fire, at somebody's home in their. He has 110 acres in New York, and he uses it to ride motorcycles. Believe it or not, dirt bikes, pretty heavy duty stuff. And he made a dirt track, and a grass track, and a dirt track. And it's funny, he has this giant tractor with one of those giant cutters in the back. And in some of his fields, that are off the side of the motocross field, he put a big peace sign in. So that was pretty funny. And you can see it as you go up to the top of the hill and look over the property. You can see the peace sign. You can see his house, which is really a garage for his bikes. And then there's a giant fire pit, which is surrounded by pretty nice. I mean, I couldn't pick them up. Giant rocks. And they're about, I don't know, maybe about 1.5 feet high, maybe 2 feet. And the ring for the fire is about 8 feet circumference. But that's the cross part, right? And then it's round. And we burnt probably close to a cord of wood in one night. It's a pretty big fire. And at the end of the evening, he was using his front loader to load wood from the pile. After everybody got, I can only describe it as crazy and silly, right? But he decided instead of doing it by loading it over, dumping it to the side of the fire, he decided to put it into the fire. And that was sort of the cap on the whole evening. That was amazing. I love fire. Anyway, I digress. So we got some more people coming in. Welcome aboard. I'll send out the opportunity to sign up as a subscriber. Check your status and make sure you're signed up and signed up properly so we're fair to everybody. And again, if you're not making your money back to pay for the service very quickly, ask and we can hook you up in the training academy. For those that are part of this service, the Trade Along Live service, you have a super discount on Sol's Trading Academy opportunity. So don't hesitate to ask once you're signed up if you're interested. It lasts a year. You pick up on his trading technique pretty quickly. And then you have the opportunity to learn and develop what I call the art form, where it becomes a sixth sense for you based on your trading. And that's really a sweet spot to be in based on learning how to trade. So don't hesitate to take care of yourself by signing up and being part of it. So Sol's going to be stepping in shortly. I just sent out the opportunity to sign up again. I'll look forward to you in the background. What that means is that I just check to make sure that you're paid and then authorize you going forward so that you get the discounted rate if you go out. But it's pretty self-clear on what to do. So take a moment and get yourself strapped in. Hey, Anand, how are you? Hey, Roop, James, Raymond, KG, Julio, Johnny Z, Joel, Fred S, Frank, how are you? Edward, Edgar, Don, Bill, Barry, Barry G, Anupam, how are you? Anand, Adam, AW. All right, so I'll step in the background. Make sure you sign up. Let us know if you have any questions. If you need trading software, let us know. Have a profitable trading morning. And if you need help in the Trading Academy, speak up so we can help you. Thank you. And Anand, how you making out with Sol's levels? Anand is in Sol's Trading Academy. He's posting his levels in privately to Sol as he is learning how to set them, which is a great thing.
All right, good morning, everyone. Can everybody hear me all right? All right, let's give you our levels for this morning after kind of a crazy day yesterday with Facebook and Yellen saying we're going to United States going to run out of money, created a whole bunch of volatility to the market. So we'll see what happens today. Our pivot this morning is 43.07, 43.07. Resistance above at 15, 21, 30, 37, 45. Support below at even, 91, 84, 76, and 69. Pivot 07, support even, 91, 84, 76, 69. Resistance on the upside at 15, 21, 30, 37, and 45. All right, welcome some of the new folks that are here. We are trading mini S&Ps. We are trying to find levels where the market will bounce off of, areas where the market will bounce off. We don't believe markets go straight up or straight down. Consequently, we're looking for those inflection points that create an opportunity for us to scalp the market. The volatility these days have increased the volatility a little bit, so we're probably looking for probably 4 to 5 points on our trades here, 3 to 4 depending on as the day goes on. But I mean, yeah, as the day goes on. But at the meantime, we're looking at about 4 or 5 point stops with a 4 or 5 point profit target. So that's what we're trying to do here. And the market dipped quickly down to 4.25. Depending on how you're scaling in, maybe you got filled, maybe you didn't. Everybody scales in a little bit different. Well, no, 4, we're talking about even. I was thinking about 0.3 for some odd reason. I don't know why. I don't know. Scratch that. I was looking at another piece of paper here. I had 0.3 for a second. Anyway, so we went down quickly to 4 and change, came back up, got a little resistance at 50. And again, make sure you keep your stops in place. Yesterday was a very perfect example of why we should keep our stops in place. The market kind of took off after 9 o'clock with all the people chattering away, and the situation with Facebook created a little volatility in the market. And you had to make sure you kept your stops in place. So when we did, and when a couple of our levels, well, kind of one of them got really run over, and then the additional levels that we added on did help out, and they worked out very nicely. I think we got the low there at 68 yesterday, but it is what it is. Our pivot again this morning is 43.07. Supported even, 91, 84, 76, and 69. Resistance on the upside at 15, 21, 30, 37, and 45. All right, market again just hovering around our both sides of our pivot here. Kind of seeing where it wants to go. Remember, this week is unemployment week, so we're going to have to deal with that a little bit. Tomorrow, beginning of the unemployment numbers with the private sector, going to be releasing their unemployment numbers at 7:15, and then followed by the non-farm payrolls on Friday. Could create some volatility in the market. We shall see. Right now, we're just kind of hovering both sides of our pivot. Hey, Don, you around? Do you think you can jump in here in about 45 minutes or so, or maybe sooner? We could. I have to take off a little early today and Don't want to leave everybody hanging here for the morning part, just for about an hour or so after I leave. Okay. Fantastic. Wingman, how we doing? Want to jump in here with Don for a little bit today? And Don, are you around? Can we, let's see, make sure he's around first. Can we, how about tomorrow for a class? Tomorrow afternoon, is that, well, tomorrow, late night for you, but afternoon for me. Do you think we can have a class tomorrow there? As we quickly come up here to our 15 area. All right, great. And mark it swiftly coming up here to our 15 area here, see what it wants to do. And make sure you keep your stops in place no matter what. Always important to do that. That's a key example. Okay, nice little rotation there against our 15 area. Nice little trade there for us. Hopefully you were able to jump in there. You got filled, definitely should have got filled somewhere in that area. And a nice rotation off of that to make up for yesterday's mess that we had. But it wasn't that bad actually if you took, you were trading our blue band yesterday and a couple of nice opportunities, even though one of those levels got run over, which was annoying. But like I said, you have to make sure you keep your stops in place and get ready for the other levels because they worked out very nicely. And you were able to definitely take more than 4 or 5 points on those trades as well. And there was a lot of volatility yesterday all day long. A nice rotation here all the way back down here to our pivot, kind of a no-brain. You got to like these, right? And like these trades that don't give you any risk and just fly down here. Yeah. And continue to fly down. They did this yesterday too, right? They flashed up and then come right down all the way down to our support here at even. Nice little trade there if you got in there at even. Giving us a nice little opportunity here, very nicely here also. Well, that's nice. Like I said, the key to this trade thing is to make sure you always come back tomorrow because you're going to get these opportunities in reverse. You know, yesterday they weren't friendly. Today, the high down to the low, down to our first support level, and right back up. And that's what you're waiting for. So that's kind of worked out very nicely for us here. And using our levels that we gave out this morning, if we put up the chat box, if you look in the chat box, I should say, you got to put it up to look at it, I guess. You will find the levels going to be printed in there. Again, the opportunity here was we're not today. You're going to be helping Don. Your wingman's around, Don. All right. As you see those levels we gave out this morning, you see the 43 even level. They got down to 99 and change, and then flash right back up. The 15 area, we got right up to 15 there and flash back down. So hopefully you were able to take advantage of those little opportunities. Again, with those kind of moves, there's a nice little rotation there. We looked at 4 or 5 points. You should have easily gotten more than that on some of these trades. Hopefully you were able to do that. It kind of just took off on us the right way this time. And like I said yesterday, you know, you got to stay focused and make sure you keep your stops in place so that we don't get ourselves in trouble when we can't. Don, I'm gonna hook you up to start talking, I guess. And do I have to make him a panelist, or can he just, do I allow him to talk there, Brad? Can you hear me? He's not hearing me. I'm going to allow you to talk, and then let's go from, oh, there, wait. Nope, that's the wrong person. I'll scratch that. Wait, what did I do? Oh, where do you go down? Wait a minute, what did I do here? Okay, I messed up. I'm trying to fix this. Here we go. Here's Don. All right, Don, can you? What in the world did I do here? No idea. All right, Don, I think you're allowed to talk. If you can talk. Hi. How are you? Hello, Mrs. Brad. Oops. There goes the camera. Don, can you talk? Well, I opened it, having a problem on my end. Okay. Let me get Wingman up. All right, you're up too, Mark. Mark, I set you up so you can talk too. All right. Yeah, I know, but I can switch that if I can. I'm allowed to make them talk. I can make them talk, but I don't know. Brad, Don's having a little bit. Mark should be able to get on soon. All right, so we can see here how we've rotated very nicely against our levels. Came right up to our green band, blue band there, and rotated down. So if anybody has any questions as to what's going on, how we do this, let me know. We obviously are buying support, selling resistance. Yesterday, again, we are trying to take advantage of ebbs and flows of the market, and that is what we're trying to do here. And we do that using the levels that we gave out, in addition to the price action opportunities that occur once the market paints some bars. So the combination of both gives us opportunities to trade or setups. And those are used during the day for us to scalp the market. Again, we're trying to get depending on volatility, 4 to 5 points on our trades. That's what we're trying to do here. And well, these days it's 4 to 5 points because of volatility, but it doesn't always work out that way. Okay, we got Don now. Let's do Don. Hey, Brad, can you hear me now? Oh, still can't hear me. Levels. Levels are prices. Yes, the levels are the prices in the market. Hey, Don, how are you? Heard him for a second. Mark, I allowed you to talk, so you can chit chat if you turn on your mic. Brad, can you hear me?
I can hear everything.
Oh, there. No, you can't. I said hello. Mrs. Brad was on your camera. Did you say hello? I said hello. Did you hear me say hello to her?
There was nobody in here.
There was.
Must be a ghost.
There was a ghost.
Must have been a ghost.
She looked like she was working out. That kind of ghost.
Yes. Yes. A lot that goes on here.
Yes,
This is a multifaceted facility.
I know, yeah, I guess. Same here in my basement too.
Got a lot going on.
All right, we got Don on, and we're taking Mark on. I have to leave in a little bit. They're going to maybe jump on. Don's having a little bit of trouble. Mark
Can you-
is.
Can you raise Mark to a panelist?
I guess I could let more raise him to promote to panelist. Okay, he's a panelist.
Over to the other side, the panelist side.
Well, I said promote the panelist. And
Well, he just got shot out of the cannon. Well, that's funny.
no, there he goes. He's a panelist.
Oh, good. So that'll give him the ability to come on and come off as he wishes.
And we have.
And then Mark also has hey Mark, if you're listening
He's-
to me, go to your video.
Oh, no.
And then put on choose virtual background with a little arrow goes up, and then you can
oh no,
connect your camera.
you
If you can hear me.
You can't. I mean, once Mark brings on the little kitties, it's going to steal the show.
Well, that's what we're hoping.
I mean, it's going to steal the show. It's not going to be a trading show anymore. It'll be, oh, look at the cute little baby. That's if you can hear me.
Well, you had the.
Don't worry, Mark. We're not worried about you. We're worried about the baby.
Had the working out wife, so we could have a baby.
Yeah. All right, market here, whipping around again, kind of neutral right now since we're waiting for the market to give us an opportunity. We used our first level of support there, and that worked out very nicely. First level of resistance, that worked out very nicely, and we're coming back in here into the no trade zone. This is an area where we're not really doing much. Market kind of gyrating back and forth here, but at least we did bounce off of our first support level and bounce off of our first resistance level, and now we're just kind of bouncing all over the place, kind of going nowhere fast. So there's no reason to trade this unless you're long from the bottom. There's really no reason to trade this right now. Just be patient. Mark, can you hear us? Can you talk?
Yep, that was him.
Well, for a second.
Breathe. And now Don is in.
Oh, now Don's up.
Mark, you're unmuted, just so you know. Don, you're unmuted, just so you know. What is he doing?
I don't know. They're both out in, one's in Texas, one's in California. You gotta, give them a little bit of a break.
Well, I hear one moo. I hear one mooing.
It's the air.
Sure. It's the air in California
and Texas. Something about the air in those areas. Don's got like 14 different screens up, so he's trying to find the one that works.
Got to look under his hat, because that's the one that's working today. Well, I don't know. I mean, he might have his hat on his screen. It could cover the whole screen.
All right. Well, it's not like we're worried about trading. This is the no trade zone, like I like to say, because the market's really not going anywhere fast. So consequently, we have to be a little bit patient. We got our first couple levels here triggered. They're both support and resistance. Mark said that he was going to go back to sleep again, because he's up money, but I'm making him come here. So hopefully he can hear me. Oh, now they're both muted.
Yeah, no, I did that. He said he's working on his mic. Yeah. We're going to have to get him a headset that he can just plug in.
Don't worry.
He's going to have to get a headset.
His daughter will take care of it.
And Don was on with his camera. He's all set to go. He's right there.
He's having a little trouble today.
But what's going on? I mean, I think we needed a little bit of a practice session. You know what I need from you, just so you know, I have, well, maybe we'll do it like Wednesday or what's today?
Tuesday.
What is today? Maybe we'll do it tomorrow. Is that I need to get a couple pictures of you for the website.
Well,
unless you don't want to be on it, it could be your website without you anywhere on it. It's completely up to you. I mean, we could do that too.
Of me. Well, I got a wedding coming up, so I might have to wear a suit. So
No, I've got those pictures. I need the picture of you with the background. Like you see my mug, you see that guy with that is wigless today? That's me.
Wigless.
That's me with all my makeup off and my ensemble off.
Wigless.
But anyway, so we need to get you in here so I can snap it so it goes on the site. So.
Can't you? You have ability to paste and cut and paste these days. You don't need me.
No, we need you.
You are the tech guru here.
Yeah, listen, I've been working on this site. I don't know. I might have to go back to site school. It's going. I almost had it done yesterday, but I need a couple other things. I need to watch a lot more YouTube videos on how to do it. Crazy. See, Facebook was down yesterday. That's scary.
I know. How do you like that?
I thought it was me. I thought we got shut off. They finally reached out into the ether and grabbed my cord and ripped me out of Facebook.
Well, that's good for you. I don't do that either.
You don't do what?
I don't do Facebook either.
That's actually pretty funny. A lot of these people came in here because of your presence on Facebook and Twitter and LinkedIn, and
that's because of you.
You're like the unknown. You should have like just the I don't know, the circle with the cross through.
Oh, that's because of you.
No picture. No picture. You like to have your picture out there.
All right,
actually, it is in some part of the site.
We continue to rally here a little bit. The next level of resistance we have is up at the 21 area. That's where we have.
Edward, I'm still trying to get you in the academy. The Academy of Motion Trading, motion pictures. No, I trade with this other guy that I like, and he actually I trade with Linda Bradford Rashke. She's really nice, actually. I like her.
She's been around as long as me.
I know. And she's still using her picture from back in the 70s.
What does that tell you?
She's smart. No, I can't say no.
No,
but we're going to get you on there.
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
But anyway, so to answer your question is all trades for me. I mirror his trades.
No, don't say
in the academy. In the academy, everything's in the academy. Saul hates the academy. It's in the academy.
Yeah, I don't like that.
But do you see the website?
I don't like the word. I don't care about the website.
Very, very limited academy in there for you, as you requested. Saul does not like the concept of the trading academy word.
The wordage.
Yeah, the wordage is not good. But how about Trade Along Live? Trading
That's
academy.
fine. I just don't like academy. You can trade anything that's not the academy. All right, we're coming up here to our 21 area. Again, keep your stops in place no matter what. We talked about this yesterday, talking about this today, even though we're chit-chatting here on the side. We got trades in the book, waiting to get filled, waiting for opportunities. We saw how our first level of resistance and support worked very nicely, and now we're just kind of drifting up here to the 21 area. No matter what the situation is, just make sure you keep your stops in place. And always make sure we can come back tomorrow. That is the key to trading. I know you don't believe me, but it is true. That's not true. I think you believe me. Some of you believe me.
Most important thing, Sal, is I believe in you.
Oh yeah.
Those that hail from New York believe you. Those that hail from California believe you. Those that hail from Texas believe you. Right? It's like you're running for office. We believe you.
That's scary.
That's right.
All right, quickly coming up here to our 21 area. Again, make sure you have your levels in place and stops in place. That way we don't get in trouble. Working the 21 area here. Chopping around there a little bit. All right, getting a little bit of rotation here off of our 21 area. Okay, nice little 2-point rotation there. Peel some off. Take what the market's giving you. If you have multiple contracts, that is obviously you need to peel some off there. Getting 3 points here. They're always peeling some off and then trying to leave some for the big move one way or the other, right?
Okay, now I can go back to bed.
Oh, wow, look who joined us. Wow.
The day's over for me.
Did you have the 21 too now?
I did, yes, sir.
Oh, good, good. Very nice. That's a mark in case you don't recognize the voice of some of us.
Hey, I'm not staying on without my wingman, Don.
Hey, Don's, you could be the man and he could be the wingman right now.
Where'd he go? It looks like he logged off.
He is having trouble, he said, logging into, well, he's logging into Room. He's just having trouble using his mic and stuff. It's not working.
Uh-oh.
So you had the 21, you had the first support level, first resistance level. How much did you take off of that resistance level? That tell me.
Oh, I can't tell you that. I'm done for the rest of the week though, and I'm still going.
It's good. It's good. Very nice. Very nice. So again, if anybody has any questions, the chat box area is where you want to put them in. That's where we can see your questions. And if you put it just to panelists, we are the only ones that can see your question or any information you put in there. So that is just one way you could do it. And that's what we like, questions. Maybe there's some of you, for whatever reason, don't like to ask me questions, but you like to ask them questions. So ask away when I'm not here. I don't know. They seem to open up more when you guys are in, by the way, because I kind of like come back in and see what you guys are doing. Like when I go away and come back and you guys are still on, and you guys get, everybody talks to you guys.
They want to know stuff about you.
I missed that part. I definitely missed that part, but everybody talks when you guys are around. I mean, I'm trying to get them to talk all day long because it's like, it's like, hard for me to talk completely when I get no response from everybody. It's a hard job to talk to yourself all day long and pretending I'm talking to a whole audience.
It's Don's accent. They love his accent, not mine.
Well, Don's an enigma by himself.
Exactly.
I mean, the man is just the man. All you have to say is Don from Texas, and everybody, whoa!
Oh, where is he?
Mark from California. You still got to work on that a little bit.
We need Don.
How to know what is targets from 21 resistance? How to know? Okay. Now, why don't you take those? You go ahead. You answer those.
So the 21 area was a level of resistance that we used to get short, and it's the exact opposite with the 4300 area, and all the levels on the downside, those are all support areas that we used to get long. if those levels get triggered.
Right. So support areas are buying opportunities and resistance areas are selling opportunities. And what we're trying to do here in the market is just basically scalp, which is take, depending on volatility, about 4 or 5 points these days off of these levels, these buying opportunities and selling opportunities. So that's what we do here on an everyday basis. I think there was a number here that came out, which I neglected because of you guys. So there's obviously a number here. We do have a stop. Well, our stops is based on the volatility in any given day. So there's, every day has different sets of dynamics that come into play and what affects the market. Yesterday, there was a whole bunch of talk in regards to the deficit, the budget situation in Washington, and then also we had the problem with Facebook that was occurring, and so that was definitely creating some volatility in the market.
Someone must have said something. This market's running now.
Yeah, there was a number that came out right here. Let me see what it was. I talking to you guys, I forgot to check. Let's see. ISM services. So that was a little bit of a market mover there. Create a little volatility here to the upside. So ISM created this push up here. Next resistance level we have is all the way up at the 30 area. So that's where we're at. That's the next level of resistance. And look, we can't take advantage or know which moves are going to ever occur in the markets. That's not what we're trying to do here. We are waiting for opportunities to scalp. We have to wait for those opportunities, those areas that we gave out, those levels we gave out in the chat. Those are levels that we kind of gear our trades towards. And then there's also price action opportunities in the midst of all of that creates other opportunities for us to trade. So combination of both the price level and the levels that we gave out create opportunities for you to trade. And then sometimes, in the middle here, especially when there was a release of a fundamental number, like I missed to tell you guys, sorry about that. We stay away from. We don't like to trade this stuff here in the middle, and we kind of just wait for the market to kind of do its thing, and then we can trade the volatility of that release of that fundamental number. If there's a lot of volatility, we can trade it afterwards anyway. So that's what we're trying to do here on an everyday basis. And again, yesterday was when we get the one-way moves and that hourly bar there that was like 60 or 70 points. That's really tough.
Miserable.
That was tough. That was tough to handle. That's really tough to handle when you get in a one-way trade with no rotation. So it does happen though, but that's why you keep your stops in place. And we'll see what happens here. All right, the next level of resistance was here. We're up at 30. Now, when we say that, we also are scaling into that level. So we have our orders already placed in the market because we never know when we're going to get a jolt of volatility that takes us up there and gives us an opportunity to, the markets are moving so quickly these days with the advent of the electronic trading and the way they are using algorithms to trade and program algorithms. So it creates a lot of volatility sometimes in the market that we can't, as a trader, as an individual trader, keep up with. So the only way we can try to keep up with those and take advantage of it is sometimes having orders in place, because you're going to get that push, and sometimes we get filled on one of those pushes, and then you get a nice rotation off of it. Why do we have the bond market? The ZB chart is a 30-year bond market, and that helps us sometimes maybe stay on the right side of the market, especially if there's inverse trade. We don't know if there is, but my background was trading in the bond pit, back in the day when they were having, when they did have pits and they did have trading. I was a bond trader. So consequently, I have a little aversion to it, a little love for the bonds. So I kind of keep them up there as a reminder of, but they also are good for equities. We do have, sometimes they lead and sometimes we like to follow. And sometimes it doesn't, but lately the bond market has been quiet for the most part. Hasn't really done much, but also kind of helps us look at the bigger picture of where the market is going or might be going, and also looking at the bigger picture in regards to what the Fed is thinking, what they might be doing, how is affecting interest rates, and so on. So that's why we have the bond market. Not that we trade it. It used to be a really good trade, actually. I will say that. The bond market used to be a nice trade. Used to trade well technically, but ever since the financial crisis, where the Fed decided to do all this quantitative easing, it's become a kind of a different story. So it's more government controlled than just trading. So we just stay out of it. Doesn't trade well technically like it used to.
Okay, now can you hear me?
Oh,
There he is.
All right.
There we go.
Wow, your wingman was getting a little concerned.
I was sweating over here.
Getting a little worried.
There's technical problems. What else is new?
There's my friend Don from Texas and Mark from LA. These guys are going to carry you guys the rest of the way because I gotta take off really quick here. But I'll obviously be back tomorrow. And we have class tomorrow. We'll have set up for class tomorrow. And that's that. I'm going to let you guys handle this since you guys are finally on together. And just for, see what happens. Hopefully the market doesn't go crazy on us. But we had some nice, we had our, I don't know, Don, while you were away, the 15 worked, the 21 worked, even on the downside worked. And now we're looking up here at 30. There was a number that came out already, so you don't have to worry about a number. And let me see if there's anything else. No, well, there's a couple Fed talks, but we'll see what happens.
All right, that sounds like a plan. I'm having to bring everything back up again. I've had to completely shut down.
Mm-hmm.
So,
V. James, we actually have orders in place, like I mentioned earlier. Our orders are already there now, and now everybody trades a little bit different, right? Not everybody trades the same, and it all depends on your risk tolerance. But like I mentioned earlier, because of volatility in the market these days, we like to have our orders in place because you never know when we're going to get that push or rush to a level based on these algorithms that are out there. Now, sometimes we can get run over on them. That's why we have our stops. But we have our orders in place. It also eliminates you trying to guess as to when there is a price rejection, because if there's a price rejection at a level, well, you're going to be missing the move, right? Because by the time you get in, we're getting out. I know that's counterintuitive and you want some confirmation, right? But confirmation only exists after the fact. After the fact that you got in at 30 and you saw it rotate, and like we did it with our levels. So, we understand it's riskier, but this is futures trading after all, right? And we also know the risk involved. We try to explain the risk involved, and you have to make sure that your orders are in place. Your stops are also going to be in place, and that way you know how much you're going to how much it's going to cost you for wrong, but you also know how much you're going to make. Well, you don't know how much you're going to make because it depends on how you scale out of them if you're trading multiple contracts, but that's another story. But at least you know where your parameters are and how you can trade them when they get to those levels. All right, boys, it's coming up here to the 30, and before I get myself in another trade, I'm going to cancel my orders up here because I'm going to leave you guys to it. All right,
Thank you,
guys
sir.
are it. Thanks again. I appreciate you guys helping me, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Take care, Sal.
take
All right,
care.
bye.
Bye-bye.
That's the Mark and Don show.
Do what there, Mark? I'm sorry.
I said it's the Mark and Don show now.
Yeah. Freaking fracked.
Yeah, there you go. Did you get the 21? Was your computer back up? That was a nice
No,
almost.
no.
Oh
I'm
wow.
everything on my system's all messed up. So it's going to take me a few minutes to get everything back in line where I had it. Oh man, they even got
That was
rid
a
of my
nice one.
numbers that I had written down there. I don't need yesterday's numbers. Well, how's the weather in sunny California?
You know, actually, we got a little bit of rain last night. I couldn't believe it. Had some thunder showers. Just unfortunately didn't last very long.
I didn't think it thundered in California.
Yeah, neither did I. Haven't heard of that in a long time.
Let's see.
Now we're at the 30. See what's gonna see what it wants to do up here.
69. I haven't been able to. Well, I hadn't really wanted to. I've been messing with the tractor, so I've got a tractor down. I'm looking for parts.
Uh-oh.
It's getting tough to. If you don't have it on hand, it takes a while to get it. I don't know if it's a COVID issue, supply chain issue, whatever it is. It's a pain in the neck.
Yeah, it seems like it's a supply chain issue these days with all these ships off the coast. Can't,
Yeah.
know where to unload. Just kind of
And,
working this 30
even if-
area.
Even if they unload it, they have nobody to take it any place.
Right, exactly.
All right. But it's really been good. I mean, as long as you're not on the wrong side of it.
Yeah, definitely not like yesterday. That was horrible.
It I'm fine. Wait, well, let's see what the VIX is up to 21 something. It was close to 22 earlier. So it slowed down somewhat. Where's your camera? You didn't get it up and running?
I did. I just didn't like what I saw. I don't look as pretty as you and Brad do.
I'm still wearing coveralls and t-shirt. I'm thinking to climb under a tractor in a little bit. I wouldn't mind the mechanicing so much if I knew what I was doing.
Right.
Now me, I got to tear it all apart and figure out how it works. And then I mess up more stuff than I fix. So.
And then call a mechanic to have him come fix it for you.
No, I have to fix it. You just don't put this one in a box and run it down to your local shop. You get a big flatbed and load it on there. And besides that, it's actually in two pieces. I had to split the tractor
Oh my God.
from the engine to the transmission. So the front wheels and the engines on one side, and the back wheels and the transmissions and everything is rolled back.
Oh, wow.
I'm working in the middle. I tore out a clutch section and a PTO shaft and a whole bunch of other stuff in there.
So hopefully everyone had your stop in place. 30 level looks like it's not really rotating, not giving us any.
That 37 looks like a good spot in there. Let's see, where can we come back down to?
Looks like that number that came out really gave this market some energy to the upside.
You know, every time I start, oh yeah, we're going up. It's kind of like, nah, just trade what it is. It just, I don't care which way it's going. I just want to trade what it's trading.
Right.
And I do a whole lot better. I sure would have liked that 37. Now, if it'll just come on back down to 22, it'd be all right. Let's see, what do I have? I got a sheet around here with a whole bunch of numbers on it. There we go. 31. Let's see, I can write down 22, 29. And see how we. Well, yesterday when it dove big time, didn't it?
It did for a whole hour. That was just brutal.
I remember back when it was at 87, somewhere like that, you know. The Dow was doing 700.
Oh yeah.
I'm going. You just. I turned on the sim. I mean, you'd click in, you'd be down 20 points 1 minute. The next minute, you'd be up 20 points. Let's see, 31, 37 is a good.
Yeah, I'm looking at that area as well. Someone wants to know what part of Texas you're from, Don.
Orange, Texas. Orange, Texas is in the southeast Texas. It's in the lower eastern part of the Texas, right next to Louisiana border. Matter of fact, we probably don't live, as the crow flies, 4 miles from the river, which is the state line. And we're about, I guess 25 miles due south as the crow flies to the Gulf. We kind of live right on the edge of the piney woods and the swamp.
Get the best of both worlds.
Oh yeah, we got plenty of mosquitoes. You need mosquitoes and fire ants. We have an abundance of. You know, it just. I was born around here and raised around here, so you know this is home for me. And I go other places, and they're really nice. You go out west, and you think, man, I sure do miss the trees. Let's see, we're after 9 o'clock. I wish we'd have got to 37 first, then shot for that 29 and 22.
Right.
But such is life. Yeah, Texas has what they call the cedar breaks. It's kind of in the Austin area out toward that way. We get a lot of their I say leftovers. If the
What is-
wind comes out the northwest, we'll get a lot of the cedar coming in.
What is cedar break? I've never heard of that.
Well, out there, you either have mesquite trees, which they all have thorns on them, or there is an area out there that has nothing but cedar trees, and they're like little Christmas trees. They don't grow 50 feet tall, but 10, 12 feet tall, but there's 50,000 of them to the acre.
Oh wow.
And for that part of the world, we call them the cedar breaks. It's just an area in Texas there that the old timers used to go in there and they would cut the cedar trees down and use them for fence posts. So out there, the humidity is low, ground's dry. One cedar post will last you probably. When I was, for instance, 50 years ago or better, I was putting up a fence out in West Texas, and we could probably go back to that fence today and it's still standing.
Oh wow.
You put a fence up around here in 10 years, it's done rotted out because our moisture is so wet here. Yeah, I'm still looking for that perfect place to live. Either the hurricanes get you, the tornadoes, or the earthquakes.
Oh, I was just gonna say the earthquakes.
Yeah,
we've been having a few around here lately as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just a bunch of little ones, just enough to get you nervous, just enough to make you want to move.
There, we're coming up to that 37 area. Just keep your stops in.
Yeah, the fires in California.
Oh, y'all still hadn't got enough rain to squelch a lot of that?
Nope.
It, in places like Lake Tahoe, that's rugged terrain around there. It's kind of like you don't fight it; you just kind of sit back and let it burn because you can't get to it.
Right, there's really nothing you can do.
Yeah. Well, hoop to do. I still like this one. Oh, come on, at least give us 31, 32, somewhere in there. They just go great guns in one direction, then they turn around and go great guns in another direction.
We can try and make up for yesterday.
I like those days that it just meanders around.
Did I lose you, Don? You still around?
No, I'm still
Oh,
here. No,
You still working this 37?
uh, I'm not finished with that 37. I like that 37. That 42 should bounce us. I was trying to hold one on that 37 and it wouldn't let me. I had to get out of it. There was I was scrolling around on the internet the other day and saw this picture, and it was in front of a funeral home. They had this big semi-trailer truck for storing coal stuff, and they had a big sign on the side of it that says, "Don't take the COVID vaccine." I'm going, man. You hear me chomping on that cracker?
Not really.
Okay, good.
Just a little. So someone wants you to explain what you meant about the 42 bouncing.
Oh,
It's kind of what it did, bounced off the
yeah.
43.
I was looking for it to bounce off 42, and it did. Tell you what, I'll be right back.
Some nice rotation up the 45 level. Some nice 5 points there. You know what? Sal didn't leave any levels above the 45. I'm pretty sure Don has some, but I know the next level of resistance should be the 50. And then hopefully when Don comes back, he should be able to give us a little bit more above that.
Hey, gentlemen, at some point I'd like to see if I can get your cameras working with the background that I sent you. I think, Don,
Did you-
you have that. I'm not sure about Mark.
Could you resend it to me, Brad?
I did. Do
Oh,
you want me
you
to
did?
try to
Okay.
resend it to you now
How did you send it?
via email?
Oh, okay. Let me check my email, make sure I got it.
All you have to do is put on your desktop and then add it right next to the camera. And take your time. I mean, if you're trading, don't worry about it.
I'm still kind of working this 45 area. I'm loving it.
Don't lose track of that. Trying to slowly work sol into the camera.
I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon.
You know what's going to happen? He's going to use it in the school, in the academy.
Uh-huh.
So it'll just be part of that process, you know. So I need to get him set up. But I sent him a camera.
Oh, you even sent him one?
Yeah, brand
Wow.
new, a really high end 4K camera. And I think he hooked it up. That's as far as we got so far.
But you haven't seen him.
No.
Hey, AW, I usually, what we normally do is take profits at 2 points and then leave a runner to try to see if we can squeeze more out of it, just like from this 45. We're already at 38, 39, and I still have a little bit on. Trying to squeeze this thing for everything I can. It's always good to keep keep one or two on as a trailer. Put a trailing stop on it because sometimes these things run just like it's doing right now from the 45. So we're almost at 10 points right now. So that was a nice trade off the 45 level Sal gave us.
Remember, this is all offered in the Trading Academy.
Yes, it is.
Sol teaches you how to do this. You just have to ask. Well, first you have to sign up for this service, which I can send out to everybody. And then take the next level after this one and talk to us about the Trading Academy, and we can teach you how to do this and then teach you during the day. As Mark is doing now. Wow, rent-a-cars are very expensive.
Isn't that amazing how much they are now to rent a car? If you could even find one available.
Yeah, I'm like going through sticker shock at the moment. I'm deciding whether we're going to drive to Florida and have a car, spend like 2 weeks down there,
Yeah.
or fly down for no money. I mean, it's like $70, like one way to fly to Florida from New York.
Yeah.
And you need a car, and that's $1,000.
Oh my God.
Crazy. That's going through Costco Travel, which is pretty. Costco Travel and their car rental stuff. It's not bad. Usually the prices are pretty good. Like $1,200 for a premium car, which is
And that's for
probably still a
2
small
weeks?
car. Yeah. I like to have the freedom when I'm down there just to go. But we're going to go down and visit my mom, which is great. She's 96.
Oh wow. That's
And
awesome.
they have a car I could borrow, but it's not, you still don't have the just go out and go freedom. Even though you can use Uber. I guess Uber is the other side of that story. But I'm looking at flights. Like to go from here to Fort Lauderdale, it's $59 one way. Go to West Palm Beach is $59 one way. But they do get you though. They make you raise up about $50 each way just to bring a handbag. It's crazy. So they suck you in with the concept of the lowest price.
All right. Y'all still around?
Did you get that 45 done? That was amazing. Almost 10 points.
Do what now?
Did you get the 45? Did you have the 45 in your ladder ticket there? It was almost a 10-point run.
Nah, 42 was. I still say we're going lower, but it could just take its time.
And unfortunately, I hope you have levels above the 45 because that's all Sal left me.
Yeah, let's see what I got here. I got tons of levels at this, but I got some at 49, 50, 55, 60, 60. Let's see, 45.
I had 50 as the next level of resistance from a previous day.
45. Let's see. I'm gonna use 49. It's a little bit later. 55. $60, 61. Also, we have another one at, we have to watch at 53. I have levels at 49, 53, 55, 60.
Wait, give me those again, Don. So you got 49. I see the 49 as well.
I've got 49. I've also got 53 and 55. So you can use the 55. And then I have 60, then 64.
I'll go ahead and post those.
I mean, those are tight numbers, but you know, at 45.
That worked really nice.
I don't think we're finished with it. But, you know, we're coming up on 10 o'clock.
And here come the munchkins. Right on time.
Daddy.
Yeah.
I just wish I had as much energy as them youngins.
Oh God, so do I. Wish I had at least half. Well, I hope you had a good as morning done, as good as I did.
Well, good.
Did really well today.
Ah.
All the levels worked out really well, except that what was it, the 37, but 45 made up for it. Now it's time for me to make breakfast.
Okay.
I'm gonna let you go. You have a good one, and
You too, brother.
take care, Brad. I'll talk to you soon.
You got to appreciate us. I'm going to resend you that pic now.
Well, I'm just standing by waiting. We're coming into that 40 area, 49 area. The numbers that we got posted, the 53, the 55, they're really close numbers. I mean, they're tradable numbers. I'm going to trade them. If I did not get a fill on that 49, I tried fading it at 48.50. Pinpoint resistance 15. What do you need to know about the 15? Where it came from? Let's see. Where did it come from? Probably what that market movement overnight did. That's what it looks like. Looks like it came out of the Globex market activity. Well, if you were lucky enough to get some of the 48.50, you did all right. Yeah. And if you're trading a 49, you may want to trade the upper end of it now, since we've technically hit it. So the risk go way up. We've come within 2 ticks of it. So if you just want to, you know, I guess the nice thing about this is nobody tells anybody where to trade. We're just pointing out areas that we should see an inflection in the market and turns in the market. And do they work all the time? No, most of the time they do. There are areas that are worth trading, and we're here, and then we're here to scalp the market. We're not here to buy and hold. So let's see, what did I have? Yeah, let's see what we have for the levels here. The pivot was at 43. We had resistance at 15, 21, 30, 37, 45. And then I came in and added 49, 53, 55, 60, and 64. Now the numbers up above 45 are numbers that I'm looking at that are really close. So keep your stops in. Support below is going to be at 43 even, 91, 84, 76, and 69. Yeah, the problem with that being if he just came in and you look at the chat, there won't be any of these past messages on there. For those of you that did take the 49, you should get paid off, but the first time to it would have been a better area, but the risks go up. Yeah, it'd be nice if you could be able to see all the back chat that people had posted, but I did not. Normally I've got a little template that I'll type all that stuff in, but with my computer problems this morning, and that 49 should give us at least a 45. But if you got some and your multiples out of it, you're taking profits on some of them. and you're trying to hold the last one or the last 3 or 4 or whatever you're looking for. Well, you're welcome. This It always doesn't work this easy. That's for sure. I mean, I say that, basically, you got a spot to get in, whether it be long or short, and you know where you're wrong, and you know where you're kind of looking for it to at least get to, and so you put the trade on, and then that's all you can basically do at that point. I mean, after you put a trade on, the only thing you're going to be able to do is control the your money, whether it be a loss or a win. And so, uh, if the trade doesn't work, it doesn't work, but you had a good, valid reason to take that trade at that spot. And 49 was a good area. Uh, it did I want to sit in it all day? Am I going to sit in it till we got down there? No, you take profits and move your stop down and see what happens. Well, in this case, you got stopped out. Can I re-enter again? Sure, but I've got to have a reason, and I really have to believe in that level a bunch to take it again. But the level worked. The next level we got above that, and what did we have? 55. I have a 53 and a 55. I don't know what Mark put in the. Yeah, he's got the 53 in there. And those areas that are, as we move into this day, I am looking and sometimes adjusting. Uh, I have to wait and see what happens when we start getting around that 53 area. Well, it should give us the 51. There we go. And if you took the 53, you're getting paid off. I like those type of trades. Get in them, get out of them in under a minute. All right, let's see if that 53 is going to yield a 51 again. Well, we're coming up to our 55. And really and truly, there's the Saul's method. It's just, look, we've hit it, we've made it. The level is now null and void. Now, each individual trader has to make that up. Is it worth it for him to take it again? I got in, I ran a really tight stop on that thing, and it went down a point, and I was moving my stop to break even, and I got stopped out. So I didn't lose anything except commissions, but the 55, let's see, we got a 56 and change. 453. If you did take the 55, you're getting paid off. Yeah, that's me. I'll trade a level 2 or 3 times, but you turn around and you look at that 5 minute chart and that hourly chart. This thing's kind of like it's got a rocket strapped to its butt right now. It's not letting up. I see things on a smaller time frame that we would normally rotate back to, and we're not rotating back to them. At least not yet, anyway. It's 10 o'clock. Europe, these other places, those guys are going to have to make up their mind. Are they going to stay in this market? Or are they going to just shut down and get out? 10:30. So we're going to see a little gyration going on. Now, what they're going to do, I can't tell you, but so if you did take the 55, you got paid off at 53 and a quarter. $53 is going to be, it's holding a little bit of support now. So you either have to make up your mind: do I stay in the trade? Do I get out of the trade? What am I going to do? Move my stop to break even? This is where we're all different. We all have different risk tolerances and different stops, and so if you're trading multiple contracts, take some off. Move your stop to break even and see what happens. But we know 53 was a resistance going up. So now that we're going to run into that 53 as support on the backside. So we'd have to break it. So, but if you took both sides of the 55, you did all right. We're in the 3 minutes on the trade. So it's kind of like, okay, I'm out. Let's see what happens next. It just, the problem that I'm seeing today is, we're selling these levels, and except for that 45, we're not getting big rotations back. So, and you can tell by the past levels, we're not really blowing through them. We're just not getting the reactions that we would really like to see. But that's trading. What we want, what we get's two different things. It we sit back, we twiddle our thumbs until we see what he wants to do next. I like selling this thing at 55. It just, you wanted to do it again, you could, but you got to stop. You got to say, okay, where am I wrong? Well, I'm really long above about 56.50, 56.75. So if you sold the 55s, you got a decision to make. Is it going fast enough for you? This is where you don't have a whole lot of time to sit here and think about it, because the market can jump either way. The only thing you ought to be thinking is, if it jumps this way, I'll be out and I'll be protected. If it jumps this way, I've got a target sitting there, or if you don't like what it's doing, scratch the trade, hit the close button. You ought to be able to get out of the trade. It's giving you opportunities, either whatever you decide to do. And it would be nice if it was all cut and dried. Say, we get in here, we get out here, and that's it. Well, a lot of times it works that way, and a lot of times it doesn't. The times that it doesn't is where we need to have those stops. You know, when you step off the ladder, it's nice to know that you got a net below you. But I guess probably one of the hardest things is to becoming a trader. Is fighting with yourself. You know, you get out of a trade, you get stopped out, and I do it all the time. It's just that I've just got to the point now where it either worked or it didn't. I thought 55 ought to work again, but it's not giving me the reaction that I'm looking for in the last 4 minutes. So I might consider, okay, just scratch this trade, get out. I know that we've got some support now. One of my supports is we're using light support. We're not using really heavy numbers. It is the number one challenge. It's just we are our own worst enemies. At least I am. You know, and my problem is I see targets that we'll go back to. And I want to get short this market right now. But it may not get back there to a month from now, a week from now. So you just trade the levels and quit worrying about the targets. And once we do turn, and if you're in a position, then you try and maybe hold until we get to that position. Or you get 7, 8, 9, 10 points out of a trade. Just get out. Pat yourself on the back. If just think, if you just captured 50% of the moves that are out there, 50% of their range, you're doing all right. Matter of fact, you're probably doing better than all right. But when you look at this chart, I mean, it's almost pointing straight up. So we can't expect big. I say we can't. Somebody could come out and say boo, and this thing could drop 100 points in a heartbeat. That is always a possibility. And so that's why you want those stops in there. All right, let's see what the next level is. The next level up there is going to be 60. Oh, look at that. We're back to that 55 again. Now we're getting a reaction. We got to get back below 53. We hit 53, it's liable to bounce back up to 55. We got up to 56 and some change. levels up here are working, but we're not getting our 2 points. We're getting 1.5, 1.75. Ed, thank you. Appreciate it. We got to get past that 53. It just, they're not allowing it to come down. That's just, they're getting 53.25 and stopping. Well, evidently 55 was a pretty good area. It's the last 15, 20 minutes we've been right in this zone. A lot has to do with it when you're really paying attention to what the market's doing. It's, where we are, the areas that we're at for any length of time, they're going to become areas of suspicion. We're just trading sideways between what 53.25 and 56.75. So 55, it is just a lot of times I'll use that, said, okay, we picked these numbers before the price got there, but when price did get there, for some reason it's working around this area. And I don't know if are the buyers going to step in or the seller's going to step in. I have no idea. Guys, I'm gonna take a break for a minute. I'll be back in shortly. If you need something, I think Brad's probably around, but I'll be right back.
Hey, Don. Thank you very much. I hear Don's taking a break. I'll go through some business now for those that are on the guest side of this service. I'm going to send out the opportunity to sign up. If you have any questions about the concepts around price action trading, they are taught in the Academy class with Saul as your teacher and mentor. Hey, Caleb, sure. Caleb asked for just a brief overview about what is paid based on this service and what the opportunity or the offering of our paid services. So on a daily basis, trading day, daily basis, this service is open from the hours of 9 a.m. to 12 noon. This is the focus based on what we call trade along E-mini, which is the E-mini, which we're doing, and then the live part. So what you're getting from an educational point of view is an opportunity to have Saul as your wingman. In this case, you had Don and you had Mark pop in as a substitute for Saul. But which is interesting is that they both were part of Saul's academy class. So they came a while ago, got to know Saul through this service, and then took his trading education and became part of his world when it came to their trading technique, his trading technique, the application of the technique, and the ability to come in here on a daily basis as a proving ground and an access point to Saul during the live market as they're trading and focusing on the price action and then the relationship that they developed based on taking his class. So the first level of service is coming as a guest. The core service is the Trade Along E-mini Live service, which you're part of as a guest. And then you sign up as a subscriber to that service. So what you receive is, from an educational point of view, Saul's proprietary levels and zones, the ones that you've been working with today, and then the opportunity to interact and have Saul as your trade action wingman during the morning session. So the session that we focus on is between 9:30 when Saul pops in to 11:30. And we have this session open from 9 a.m. to 12 noon, and we're talking Eastern time. Like right now, it's 11:27 or 11:28 a.m. Eastern time on October 5th, 2021. Everything we do is for educational purposes only. Nothing is to be taken as direct trading advice. This is a active educational opportunity. And when I say active, live. And that's what you're subscribing to. Now, one of the bonuses and pluses of being part of Saul's Trade Along E-mini Live is that you receive a discount based on his trading education. So you become part of the family. You have the opportunity to stick around, focus on the morning session, and then if you decide you want to learn, actually I should put it this way. We have individuals that come in here on a daily basis that are already part of the trading world, and we have individuals that are coming in that are new. So the access point to this service individuals may have their own trading technique, and they're looking for better levels and a wingman for the morning session so that they can have somebody to bump up against based on the activity that they're doing for that session. In other words, somebody to help them either stay on the right track based on their trading, learn the nuances of the entries, exits, and stops based on the concept of Sol's Trading Academy. It just depends on where you're at. This service really is an introduction for those that are new to trading and that want to get a leg up, and those that are experienced in trading that want to bank money and be on the right side of the market based on Sol's educational only perspective when it comes to his thoughts and what's happening based on the patterns of the morning and how it relates to his levels. And then you have the upside, which is if you don't have a trading methodology and you'd like to learn Sol's, then you can do that. If you have a trading methodology and you'd like to have it tuned up and focused so that you can start to develop consistent profitability, you would take Sol's Trading Academy class. Come back in here on a daily basis and utilize this Trade Along E-mini Live 2-hour window to practice, apply, be tweaked and adjusted, practice, apply, be tweaked and adjusted during this session. So the first level of service here is to join as a subscriber and then take advantage of the other pieces of the puzzle that you can participate in once you're a subscriber to the service. It's interesting because, you know, what individuals do and what Sol does is he takes his levels that he sets right around the cash open, and you can do the same, load them into your ladder, right? And then adjust based on what's happening as the market is coming in, where you can take them off or put them back on. So Sol's charts are really mostly placeholders, but he does refer to them based on the movement of price as it relates to his charts and as it relates to his levels. But I mean, you could be a candidate for Sol's Trading Academy, where you get specific information on how to do this and have follow-up information based on the reality of doing it. I don't know if it gets much better than that, is that you have an individual that is going to teach you how to set his levels so you can do it on your own or look to do it on your own. And then what to do with the levels, the entries, exits, and stops, and the whys of where you place your entries, exits, and stops. You know, where do you defend your position today based on the reality of the price change of this day? You know, what is the bands for today's stops? Usually it's 2 points, right? That's out of the gate. But then it adjusts based on the reality of that day, and it could be 4 points based on the stop. Where do you enter a trade so you don't get shaken out that often? Where do you exit the trade? Well, you should know that before you get in it. And that, as Mark had mentioned today, that you have a trailer. In other words, you banked your money and risk on the trade, and now you're watching the last part of the trade based on the contract you have left. And that's the beauty of trading the S&P 500 E-mini. You have the opportunity to make money on the upside and the downside, and you can also have more contracts than one when you get good at it, and then milk it based on what's happening. Cover your first part and let the other part run, so you don't miss out on a move, you know, during the trading morning. So anyway, that's what we do every day. It's really up to you to follow up. I think the first thing you do is you sign up for what I just posted, which is the subscription part. But what's interesting is that I've mentioned it before, is that if you haven't made your money to cover the cost of Sol's services today, then you need work. And we're here to help you do that. So sign up, get into the game, develop your relationship with Sol, and then decide what you want to do next. And it's really, part of it is if you don't want to do that, that's okay. You don't have to stay here. And the other part is if, you think it's a lot of money, which it isn't, then you might be in the wrong game altogether. The concept here is how do you become a professional trader so that you can go to the screens and make your money and go off and do something else. It's really not that hard to do. You just really have to concentrate on it and make it your own. Yeah, everybody does, Caleb. I have not found one person that comes into the service that doesn't need it. That would be dramatically helped based on the education that Sol provides. Well, first off, the information that he provides based on his levels and zones, the commentary that goes with it, is first-rate stuff, and then the ability to transition into a trading academy class with him as your teacher and really concentrate on the pieces that you're missing. And I always find it interesting too is that you just hit the nail on the head, right? Trading levels, let's say Sol's trading levels, there's an art form to be able to enter and exit a trade. And you need to know the whys to develop the art form, and then it becomes second nature at some point. That's a specific area that is a very, how should I put this? Like if you can get that down, you're a trader. How to trade in and around key levels that are decent levels. Now, let's say Sol's levels, from your perspective, turn out to be decent levels, then you're ahead of the game. And if you can learn how to trade around those levels, short or long, and do a couple trades and bank your money for the day, and let's say you make a couple $100 on a daily basis, well, that adds up pretty quickly. You raise your contract size and it adds up even more quickly. And you have a trading business. But that's really that takes time, it takes effort, it takes identifying what's working and what's not working, shedding the stuff that's not working. I mean, it's easy stuff to say, but it takes work and effort on your part, and it takes work and effort on Sol's part if you choose to go with them. I mean, think about that. So what you're saying is, and if I can read this out loud, I'll read it out loud because it's coming to us. You're saying you've been impressed so far. Everything is very close to spot on, which is a high compliment. There are individuals that don't know the difference. I'm not saying you or anybody here, but there are individuals that don't understand or haven't figured out how to have somebody help them. There's so much crazy stuff going on out there that is, frankly, baloney. Sol's been doing this for 25 years or so on the trading floor, the trading pits in Chicago, and he has developed his own art form. Now, if he's willing to share that art form with people, that's a great thing. I believe that he does it because it keeps him valid and current. It keeps him responsible in some ways, where he has to stay current and responsible. Everybody's on their own when it comes to their trading risk and whether they win or lose. But the concept here is, the markets have evolved based on the electronic world. And how do you wrestle it for a short period of time based on a discipline and come out the other side with money, which is a great thing. I'm going to hop in the background, sign up, and I'll see you in a couple minutes.
Well, I see we finally got below the 53, bouncing around our 49 area. We're after 10:30 now. So the people that were long and they're not going to stay in the market overnight overseas, they're having to get out. So okay, we're coming down into that 45 area. Also coming into our blue banders. All right, we're coming into our 45 blue band area. Well, if you took the blue band, you're getting paid off. We've had a lot of little, I call them little trades. There's not been any except for that 45, and I was out in the shop. So now we get to see what we're going to do with the 45. We can get below. We got to test that 44.50 again. Or the 44.75, whatever it was. There we go. Come on down. We're not doing anything spectacular. We're just looking at the price action, what it's doing. We have to come back down into that 42 area. I could see us coming back into 36, but it's going to be what it's going to be. Let's see, Saul had 45, and then the next one down was 37. If anyone has any questions, feel free to ask. I'll answer what I can. All right, we got back down into that 42, 43. I am sitting on the sidelines right now. And I like that 36 area, 37 area. Are we going to go back to it? I have no idea. I'm going to wait till probably a little after 11 here. See if they turn it back up, or are they going to go ahead and take it on down? That 42 area that we were using as resistance coming up, it's going to kind of act as support on the downside. I hate to be vague about it, but it's just not giving me a clear picture on what it's going to do. I can see us jumping all the way back up to the 48 area. Oh, I missed that trade. You know, you call them, then they unfold right in front of your eyes, and you're sitting on the sidelines. And I'm sitting there looking at the opportunity on where to get in, where my stop would be, the whole 9 yards, and I'm just oblivious to it. So, you know, that's okay. It just, there is so many trades in a day. You'll be wore out trying to take them all. So you start picking better spots. and you have better reasonings, and I guess that just the more you do it, the better you get at it. It's the only thing I can surmise. It's when you keep doing the same thing over and over, and it's not working for you, then you need to step back and say, hey, what am I doing? Why am I doing it? And I'm keep doing it. And trust me, I've got my own closets full of stuff like that. You're not the only one. And like Saul says, he says, yeah, I've already done all of that. I'm trying to save you that learning curve. So I guess it really is easier to take a new trader that's never traded. And if you can get taught the correct way, you sure save yourselves a lot of headaches. And in Saul's case, it just, what, I don't think I've ever heard him get excited. He's just as easy going as it doesn't matter if the market's falling apart. He's telling you, look, keep your stops in. There's a reason he's telling you that. Yes, I was, Caleb. I had been trading for 7, 8, 10 years. And I'm like everybody else. I bought the books, I bought the courses, I've kissed all the frogs. And so, I've made my share of mistakes, and I continue. It's like I said earlier, I am my own worst enemy. Because I know what it's going to do. If it does it, that goes back to what Saul tries to teach you, and it's kind of look, have a reason. But probably the number one and most important thing is know where I'm wrong. And that little part about where I'm wrong for each and every one of us will be different, due to the fact is that we all have a different risk tolerance, different account sizes. Some people don't want a 10-point stop. Some people don't want a 3-point stop. The tighter you run your stops, the chances of you getting stopped out is a lot more. The bigger you run your stops, you don't have to get stopped out many times for it to add up to a bunch. So there's a fine line in there, a happy medium, so to speak, for each and every one of us. And we as a person and a trader, this is what we're going to do. We're going to have to find that line where it lies within us, and it's all going to be based on your own risk tolerance, your account size, and so many. And then, I may be seeing one thing, and somebody else be seeing something else, and we both can be right. And we both, I've done it, Saul levels, and I've got a level, and I'm trading mine, he's trading his, and we were both correct. So go figure. But he is correct when he says, our main goal is to come back tomorrow. Unless you got, and this is something else that just doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. Yeah. Say you've got a $10,000 account, you wipe it out. Well, I got access to another 10 I can throw in there. And if I wipe that out, I got some more money. But the name of the game of this is, look, don't wipe it out. Make more. We're supposed to add to these coffers, but not wipe it out and start over again. And but if you want to, there is a learning curve in all of this. And it's the technical, mechanical aspects is probably the simplest thing in the world. Buy one here, sell one there. That's it. Stops there. But man, when you start putting your mind in the middle of it, you start wanting to move your stops. Oh yeah, I know where it's going. You're going to buy it here and you're going to buy it there. And I'll give you a good example. Yesterday was a really good example. And I've had this happen to me more than once, that Saul gives out a number, the market's tanking, and it stops and it reverses and goes up a big long way. And you look at where it reversed at. Yesterday was a 68. It reversed on his numbers. So with that said, these are areas that we expect to market a reaction from. Now, is it going to be a reaction all the way back up to the highs? We don't know. I've seen them react off of, if he gave 4 numbers to the downside, I've seen it react off of all 4 of them, hit the 4th and react, and go back up and hit all 4 or 5 of them on the upside and react and come back down. It'd be nice if we knew that was going to happen, but we don't. But there was reactions off of every one of those numbers, and there's 4 or 5 to the downside and 4 or 5 to the upside, and a lot of in between plays. So there's plenty of trades. You're not going to be lacking in trades. Now, if you're trading just the numbers, you've got to wait till it gets to the numbers. If you're trading a lot of other stuff that Saul teaches, you learn to put them in your toolbox and use them also. And it's really nice to come in here and say, look, the market's down 50 points today. Well, do I want to get short? Only if the opportunity gives me there. This is still an up market right now. It's doesn't mean it can't, we can't go down a ways in a up market, because we can, which just showed you off that 55 area. Can it go higher? Sure. Can it go lower? Sure. Do we know which one it's going to do? No. But is there opportunities to trade regardless of what it does? And the answer to that is yes. And so it and sometimes you just you see something and you want to jump in. Sometimes learning to wait is the better course, because you wait too long, yeah, you're gonna miss some trades. But you're not jumping into a bad trade. You're not jumping into one that's just outrageously not correct. A second here. I was looking at a possible trade here. And there's a lot of times here that I'm scalping for a point. I get bored. And there's nothing wrong with that. I don't think so. But it just you got to know that, okay, how much am I willing to, I'm sitting here looking at it, my fingers on the button. It's kind of like, okay, we're either going to go, a good example is from 51 to 52. Well, we got it. Is it going to go higher? I have no idea, but I'm already out of the trade. There's a lot of trades, and once you have the reasons, uh, yeah, I tend to overtrade a bunch. Last couple of days, I like I say, I've been outside working on the tractor. I hadn't traded much. Just I walk in, put down the numbers, look at it, turn around and walk right back out. So that was my intention today. I'm just filling in for Saul. We also know that at 53 was a number we had out there. We went above it, we come down below it. Now we're coming back up to it. So we have to respect those areas. So if you wanted to take the 53, you could, but okay, where am I wrong? Well, we know that 56 is an area that 53, 55, you'd have to be wrong at 56. Would I take it? I mean, our numbers have been used. I would. I can't get over enthused about it. We're going up. If there's a bounce, it's going to be probably a pretty quick one. Or if it's going to go through here, it'll go from 53 up to probably 55 really quick. So that's not, I'm ahead of the game today. So why take it? We also know that there is an area at 55. Really, it's 55.50. But it, for the sake of everything, a lot of times we have to either give the number above or below. So 55.50 was an area that we were using 55, so we could try and at least get in the move. So we jumped above our 53. Now we're trading close to our 55. Now there's our 55. Pretty close to it anyway. Yeah, that's my life story, Caleb. Yeah. There was a story. One of the instructors that I used to take, he worked at a firm, and everybody talks, we have to have really high trading percentages. And every month the firm had a guy come in and would go through all the trades that they had for each individual traders. And he had probably about a 80% success rate. But the guy that made the most money for the firm, millions of dollars a month, only was right 40% of the time. And you think, well, how can that be? And well, it's pretty simple. When he was wrong, he'd get out of his position really quick and reverse it. He didn't get on the right side of the market. He just didn't wait. When he saw the market wasn't doing what he wanted to, he took his loss, got out, and waited or for either another entry, waited for a pullback, waited for something. And so, you don't have to be right in the high percentage rates, but you have to be right on the wrong side. You have to be able to get out of that trade and either reverse it, which we don't recommend, but either reverse it or get out and wait for another opportunity and reposition yourself and go again. That's basically what we're do here. We get in a position, we expect it to go here. Well, it goes there. We don't get a reaction. We either got to get out, scratch the trade, take a little profit. It doesn't matter. There's many more trades coming this day. And we're back up in that 55, 56 area. So and so what I'm doing here is it's not rocket science. It's just that I'm just paying attention to what the Super Bowl is doing. In other words, they're going here, it's bouncing off of here, it's going up. Question is how much energy did it have to go up? Is that 53 the next ceiling? Is it going to be that 55, 56 area or that 57, that high? Is it going to stop here and reverse back down? We don't know. We're looking for areas for reaction points. Since we've used this 55 and it's been back up here a bunch of times, maybe we ought to think about, okay, let's wait and see what happens next. We're coming in, it's just 11 o'clock. So anyway, I'm going to take another break. Have any questions? Either I'll be around or Brad will be in. So I'll check back with you in a little bit. Okay, let's see what we're back into that 51 area. You see what 49 is going to do to it. I have no idea where we're going. I will tell you this number here, and you can write it down. I don't know when we're going to get back to it, but we should. And that's 43.17. Now that's just a number you put over, and if we start trading, that's but we gotta have to wait till we get back to trade in that area. And are we gonna get back there? Who knows? I thought we'd have got back to like 37, but looks like they're gonna want to run down and retest at 43 again. What here at 11:30, I'm probably gonna I'm done for today. I've got a sick tractor that I'm going to go out and have to work on here a little bit. And so I'm probably going to stop and go take care of that. And yeah, I like trading. I mean, I live in Central Time Zone, so it starts at 8:30. So, and if I really really want to trade, I will trade at night. I learned to trade at night, so being a night trader doesn't bother me. Do you need to trade at night? No. I mean, you come in and sit out in the morning, put your levels down, trade them, make a few good trades, quit, start over tomorrow. And I used to sit, and there's days we've had a cold front come through here. The weather's cool. I've got a tractor that's sick, so I'm going to try and work on it when it's halfway decent to work on it. And my parts showed up. So, if I didn't have all of that, I'd probably sit with you all day long. It really gets boring here between, I guess, 11 and 1 most days. Doesn't mean that something can't happen. It's just that most days, Chicago's, New York's gone to lunch. It's 12 o'clock in New York. So I imagine after about 10:30, 11 o'clock, the activity just wanes to nothing until after about 1. And then we start picking up pace again, and the market will have to pick a direction what it wants to get to. But for me, it's just I'm not that greedy. And that greed it's a two-edged sword. It can be great when it's working with you. It can really hurt when it's working against you too. I have a neighbor that lived behind me here, and he said, it's always good to rake you a pile of leaves up. And he said, it's always good to have other people to help you rake your pile of leaves. But he said, if you rake up all the leaves, that leaves there's nothing left for anybody else to rake up. So you get to thinking about that. It's kind of like, Yeah. So if somebody were able to go in it, which I don't think they could, but and rake up all the leaves, there wouldn't be anything for us other little people to rake. And I feel like, I'm a long tail cat in a room full of rocking chairs, and they're all rocking. So just don't get your tail caught in one of them. I come in here and I open my little charts up, and it's just a chart. Open, high, low, and close. They're not candles. I don't have anything against candles. I've just always used bars. And I hate change, so my eyes are accustomed to looking at the bars. So I don't really have a problem. But I know there's programs that are out there that are running algorithms that are super fast, and so any day that I can get into a trade, get it right without even getting stopped out and get out, I figured, I've captured some money from probably some of the smartest people out there. It may not be a whole bunch of money, but it's some. It's $5 of their money I got. So I'm happy. And there's people out there that are swing traders for several days to a week. There's scalpers out there. There's people hedging positions. I mean, it's endless. It's kind of like, I'm not that sharp to keep up with all of that. So I just better learn to live in my little world here and trade and to make a little money. That's what I'm here to do. And but for me, it's easier. If I decide tomorrow that I don't want to trade anymore, I don't have to. And that takes a lot of stress off of you. When you're trying to make a living at it day in and day out, and you don't make any money, and money pays the rent or buys the groceries or makes whatever payments that you need to make, yeah, it starts weighing on your brain. And then you start making mistakes. And that's where you have to, when you come in to sit down to be a trader, you have to leave that stuff at the door. Hang that outside world hat on a hook outside the door and come in here and sit and just put your trader hat on and just trade. You're not going to be right all the time. And when you're wrong too many times in a row, think about just, hey, what I'm doing is not working. Doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure this out. Let's stop. Let's wait till the market starts reacting more normal or more to my liking. I know after one of those days where you really get slapped hard and you're down a bunch, you think that was just stupid. And I still have those days. So I can tell you what I'm trying to tell you is don't do that. Take your hickey, get out. You can reposition and get back in a bunch of times instead of trying to hold on to be right. It's not worth it. I got the Band-Aids all over accounts to prove it. It's not worth it. And so, if you can't afford the volatility of the market and the swings are a little bit too big for you, hey, sit back. You don't have to trade today. You can wait another week or so until things kind of calm down a little bit till all this fear and greed get out of the market, then it'll go back, start trading back in again. So, with all that said, keep your stops in. Be careful. We've hit everything. 56.75. We did not get to the 60. 60, 64. The 64, 65 area you have to watch for. That 62 was yesterday's high, so just be careful, trade safe, come back again tomorrow. And tomorrow's a new day. We start with a fresh slate. What we did yesterday and today doesn't count anymore. So we have a new chance to make it or break it tomorrow. So just be careful. With that said, I'm gonna be on mute. Brad will be in the background. He looks like he's ready to jump on. He's got his picture. You looking good there, bud. He doesn't have his headphones on. So anyway, we will see y'all tomorrow, and Saul will be back in the morning. With that said, y'all have a good day.
A quick shout out. Anybody have any questions about solid services? Don't hesitate to ask. I think Don's on a break. Could be popping back in and out. ZoomTradeAlong.com, ZoomTradeAlong.com. Join us on a daily basis. We open here at 9 a.m. We go to about 12 noon, and then there's an opportunity for individuals to be part of Sol's Trading Academy advanced trading course. So take some initiative, join us, and we'll take it from